Okay, we should be live. Yes, we are. You are really zoomed in for some reason.
As I zoom myself in.
Yeah, I can.
Oh my lord.
You're really zoomed in.
Okay, zoom me. I'm not even that zoomed out.
And you're using the wrong
On
mic
here.
right now. You're using your webcam mic.
Got a lot of problems.
Clearly. I can't zoom you out, Cole. That's. Hold on, I have to.
Hold on. Did I fix it?
Yep, mic's good. Okay, go. Yeah, cold jump scare. What's up, fellas? How's everyone doing? Sorry about how close zoomed in Cole was. Just a second. Just dropping that real quick. How is everyone doing tonight? Got a little bit of stuff to talk about. Hopefully we don't have to spend too much time on that. Been a minute since we have done a live stream, hasn't it, Cole? What's up, Kalon? What's up, Alex? What's up? This is here. How you guys all doing? I'll let people fill in for those who haven't been here in a while, so we can before we get started.
So.
Okay, make sure they can hear you. Cole, say something real quick.
Absolutely not.
Fantastic, we're good.
Why would I do that?
What's up, Wild Palms? We're glad to be back. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. I have no idea how many people are gonna join. It's been our first stream back in a while, so apologize for any of the weird looking. We're obviously doing a different setup than we normally do. Cole looks very, in particular, odd. I'm gonna have to fix how he looks throughout the stream to get it perfect. But yeah, we're gonna roll with the punches and see where it takes us. All right. So let's get it going. Let me just adjust this a little bit. So
Can't even zoom out.
no, you're good, Cole. Don't touch it. You're fine. All right. You ready to start this? Let's keep going. You ready to start?
Sure.
Let's do it. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Three Idiots Talking Podcast today. We're missing an idiot, though. Noah, our fellow co-host and one of the three idiots, is taking a leave of absence for a little bit. Personal reasons for him, but we are going to continue on our trek with the Three Idiots Talking Podcast. We may have some co-hosts in the near future. We may have some guests to take over. But Cole and I are going to continue on, and we're going to see how it goes. Maybe it'll go great. Maybe you guys will love it still. Maybe it'll be horrible and you guys will hate it. I don't know what it will be, but hopefully you guys can understand. And you know, don't hate on it too hard. At least try and stick with it for a bit. But Cole and I are going to be taking over for the foreseeable future. Cole, quick question for you. We did this when we first started our podcast. This is how we started. We're going all the way back to the beginning, in a way.
That's not a question, but yeah.
My question is to you, have you heard about the Division Bell before? Because that's the album we're doing tonight.
I'm aware of it. Certainly.
So we will be
Heard it
reviewing
a
Pink
couple times.
couple times. We'll be reviewing Pink Floyd's The Division Bell. This is their 14th studio album?
14th studio
14th
album.
studio album. It is 11 songs, an hour and 6 minutes long. I have never. Oh, wait, that's not true. I have heard this album. I've heard songs on this album. I don't remember this one very well, but I have heard this album. The Chocolate Milk has made a return and our return. And I also should point out, I wanted to give a quick update and not just skim over this. It's been a long time since we uploaded a video or did a stream. Well, not a long time, but it's been a while since we uploaded a video or did a stream. And a lot of things have happened. Just had some unfortunate timings. We do this as for fun. We don't make a living off of this by any stretch, obviously. So this is when you have patches where you just can't record or things are happening, you got to deal with those patches. So that's why we're back. We're trying to make sure we can do as much recording, and we'll see how this continues. We'll see how this new system works. But yeah, bear with us as we figure it out. We're gonna see what's good, and we'll move on from there. All right. Time to finish out Pink Floyd. I think this is the last album we planned on doing, right?
It's the last one I have any intention of doing.
So yeah, this will be the...
I don't think anybody cares about us doing the Endless River.
No, I don't think so either. This is Pink Floyd's. For us, this will be the last album for Pink Floyd. It is The Division Bell. There is the final cut, but that was 20-something years later. And
Endless River, not the final cut.
Or yeah, Endless River. That's 20-something years later, and we are not probably going to do that. So we're going to finish out Pink Floyd, 14 albums deep, The Division Bell. Cole, talk to me about The Division Bell.
Well, I suppose it was generally seen as the last album by the band, sort of kind of a follow-up to Momentary Lapse of Reason, even though it was 7 years later. But yeah, it's just, it was kind of their, I suppose it was kind of their goodbye album. You could look at it that way, I guess. Still the same lineup as a Momentary Lapse of Reason, just Gilmour, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright, as far as I'm aware. Although I think David Gilmour's wife was helping him with song lyricism, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know that much about this album. Because you'll find out why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't honestly know that much about it. Just heard it a couple of times, really just for completionist sake.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I've heard it one time through. I do have some of it liked on Spotify. I rarely, if ever, have them pop up on my playlist. I think playlists on Spotify is what things you tend to listen to the most. Doesn't happen to come up very much for me, but it'll be a good reminder of The Division Bell. And like you said, Pink Floyd's sort of goodbye album, because they didn't put out the Endless River for 20 years. So that's a pretty significant
I think
chunk.
this is definitely their last album of original material, because I'm pretty sure the Endless River is all just outtakes from this.
Well, there you go. Then The Division Bell, their last original album. Obviously, Waters has been gone now for 2 albums. It's just David Gilmour, Nick Mason, Richard Wright, and insert instrumentalist they hire, I assume.
Yeah, and I think Gilmour's wife had some help with the songwriting.
Gilmour's wife doesn't help. Fantastic. All right, well, let's get into it. No more wasting time. The Division Bell. I'm going to start a jam. Chat, how's everyone doing? How are we doing? Yes, I love this album. Not doing Endless River, unsubscribing. Yeah, AT Field. I'm sure a lot of Pink Floyd fans are brutally unhappy that we're not doing Endless River. Skipping Endless River is not a bad idea. Well, there we go. Y'all did Uma Guma for Pete's sake. We did, but that was also when Pink Floyd was formulating their stuff. So it's part of their history. I haven't heard this yet much. Expectations of the previous 2, we'll see. Endless River might be the most important album ever made. I don't think that's true. I'm going to put my neck out there and say BS. So, heck, there was no Rick Wright. Oh, wow. Richard Wright wasn't even on Endless River?
Well, I mean, I don't think he was alive when it was released.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
I don't think there's much, if any, like original content.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
All right, well, let's get into it. Division Bell, Pink Floyd's last true album, 1994, 11 songs, starting with Cluster 1. What's up, Alan Weinstein? How are you doing? Good, I was just checking that they could hear it. I do not remember this at all.
I don't either.
What in the world? What is this static water sound we got going on here? Those side 28s. Sounds like waves. Yeah, static waves, sure. Yeah, Wendell, it's gonna be two idiots talking for a little bit.
Foreseeable future.
Foreseeable future. Maybe we will bring in some guest hosts. Spice it up a little.
Might be able to get Alex to do strokes out.
Yeah, I bet we could get Alex.
He's a fan.
Oh, wait. Why is this stream being monetized? I don't monetize the streams. Because it never ever works anyway. And then people leave.
Turn that off.
Yeah. I didn't want the stream to be monetized. This is quite a weird way to start an album. Collab with Human Reviews. Hi, Chivo.
I don't know who that
I don't know who
is.
Human Reviews is. Is that a music reviewer? It's set in a very unique atmosphere right now. British Brad taste in music. Interesting.
I think Momentary Love's a reason started with an instrumental
You think what?
too. I'm pretty sure Momentary Love's a reason started with an instrument too.
It might have. I like that hard hitting string pull on you, like very exaggerated.
Bend.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of Gilmore's thing.
Oh, the first drums. 4.5 minutes into it. Why are none of you floating yet? Buddy, the album just started. Give us a chance.
I'm gonna be very upset that kid.
that piano, keyboard, whatever, feels so right. I didn't even mean to make that assumption, but yes, that works. Okay, that's gonna go on to the next one. So we'll start with cluster 1. Well, one thing is reviews will be a little shorter, I guess. Right, cool.
I suppose they have to be.
I have to. I think this is a very Floyd way of starting an album. They love creating atmosphere. That's been something when their best songs have come out, they have created some of the best atmospheres anyone has ever done in their entire life from a music standpoint. This song starts off with about 2 minutes of what in the hell is going on? You know, we get static, almost wave sounds, we get water type of flowing, and then it kind of formulates itself, and then the actual instrumental starts about 1.5 minutes in. I liked it, but I didn't love how long the intro was. I felt it was too much build up. I would have preferred it just started the actual instrumental, and maybe a short 20-second build up or something. Still, the atmosphere this ends up creating is great. I don't think it really finishes itself, though. It just kind of fades into the next song, so whatever. Good start. 7 for me. Cole. Oh, boy.
You know, I'll say that off the bat, like the
Uh-oh. Oh, no. We have a lost Cole. Rip. All right. We'll give it a minute or two. Let him figure out where... Oh, he's back. There he is. Lost you there for a second, buddy. Continue. You're kind of... You're lagging a little hard there, but we'll keep it working. Go ahead.
Okay. You know, the production is better. I still don't think it still feels a little overproduced to me. It's still a little just like mundane, I guess. I don't know. It's a bit unremarkable. It almost sounds like they're just kind of warming up, and it doesn't even really feel like much of a song. It just kind of feels like pre-concert warm up to me, or something like that.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Or they're just like they just got into the studio and they're just getting ready to record something. But I don't know. It doesn't really feel that needed. It's an atmospheric instrumental. I don't know. It's pretty whatever. I'm never coming back to it. I'll throw it a 5.
5. Lower than I thought. All right.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well have like really remarkable guitar playing, like a really great solo. I don't really think his soloing is all that great there.
Fair enough. All right, chat, what do we think? Love this album. What's up, Icy Root? That was nice. A 7 from Alex. I like that track. Good atmosphere. 8 from Wild Palms. Like it. 7 from Pedro. I give it a 7.5 to an 8. It would be a little bit better if it was shorter. Agreed, Kaylin. Oh my gosh, yes, David's baby. Love this album so much. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Mox, and welcome to the stream, everybody. Here we go. That was cluster 1. Up next, what do you want from me? Now this is a completely different vibe shift right here. Very funky. With a ripping bass. Oh.
2 effects.
Kind of a chaotic guitar sound.
As you look around this room tonight, settle in your seat and dim the light. Do you want my blood? Do you want
We'll save my opinion for a second. Okay, there we had it. What do you want from me? I shall go first again because I have an entirely great opinion here. Straight facts, no cap. That song is a 10. I'm going to just start off with that. I love this song. To me, this is the last great Pink Floyd song that they made in their discography. This is the last 10 and like 2 albums, maybe 3. This is one of their top 30 songs. I fell in love with the song the first time I ever heard it. I think everything about this song is just Floyd in a nutshell. Gilmour sounds fantastic on this song. I mean, exquisite. He sounds so built for this. It's like perfect. The funky guitar, the incredible driving effects on it. I know Cole was like, oh, this is too effects. There's too many good things going on. At first I agree, but as you get into it, it plays into it so well. The groove, the solo, the riff, all of it mixes together into this funky, smooth sounding just boom song. And a way he sings this, David sings, adding effect after like just really punching home those verses. I love the backup choir on that one, on the "What Do You Want From Me" line. I love everything about this. I love all the decisions they make. I think it's fantastic. And their last good song. Cole.
So much of that was wrong. Mostly all of that was
Oh
wrong.
boy. 10.
It's kind of just another overblown, overproduced, late era.
I love that it's
Pink
overproduced.
Floyd
I think it's so effective on
doesn't
this.
really make any sense. No. I don't think David's vocals are all that great. They're fine. They're not anywhere near where they once were. The lyrics are I mean, he's really just complaining on the lyrics. He's
I actually
complaining
think
about
this
how
is... Go ahead.
he's just complaining about how people didn't like Momentary Lapse of Reason that much. I don't find really that much of the guitar work to be all that memorable, and
Love
there's
it.
way too much reverb on it. He's just like just trying to shove emotion down your throat with the effects on his guitar. I don't think this is like that brilliantly written. It's fine, but it's nothing particularly special about it. I really don't think I can give this any higher than like a 6.5.
Horrible take. Blasphemic take. Actually insane. This song is so fun. It's like their last fun song I have heard. It is the first time where I was like,
Fun
oh, yes, that's Floyd. And it's just, All right,
It's
chat.
so far away from what Pink Floyd is great at.
Okay, this album shows that yes, over Pink Floyd in the 80s. You're probably right about that. 10 from Sean Dent. Best instrumental track ever. 9.5 from Random Casual Gamer. Not a 10 because the demo exists. This is a 9. Amazing song from Kaylin. 7.5 from Alex. 8.5 from Mox. 8.5 from Pedro. Insane. Last 10. There are 2 other 10s on this album. I don't know about that one, Chief. Cole's disappointed. I think Cole was just annoyed in my opinion. It's a good track, a bit loud and obnoxious way. 7.5 from Wild Palms. 10 is a bit much. 7 to a 7.5 from David Bregman. This album has 10 10s. That's insane. What is Pink Floyd's last 10? In my opinion, this song right here. 80% good take, to be honest. Thank you. 7.5 from Sander, or unless you're talking to Cole. 7.5 from Sander and a 9 from Icy Rue. 2 polar opposite opinions. Very true. That tends to happen a bit. All right, up next, Pulls Apart. Oh, he was making a punny by saying 2 polar opposite opinions, and the next song is called Pulls Apart. I wonder if he intentionally did that.
I don't think that was the case.
Mox, let me know if that was intentional. I think you did though. earlier.
It was all going to go so wrong for you.
This is not a good melody.
And did you see? It was all going to be so right for me. Why did we tell you then you were
Now
always
this,
the
on the other hand,
boy then, and that you'd never lose the light in your eyes?
That is so bad.
this has got to be blasting
Hey, you.
waters, doesn't it?
Did you ever realize what you'd become? And did you see that it wasn't only me you were running from? Did you know all the time, but it never bothered you anyway? Leading the blind while I stared out the steel in your eyes.
That's a rough melody, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Not
that's
the best
so
one.
stupid.
I like the instrumental though. The unique take right here. Very random change. Just happens. What the rodeo clown music is this? Alright, hold on.
The rain fell slow down on all the roofs of uncertainty. I thought of you and the years and all the sadness fell away from me. And did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
That's a really weird effect to repeat that.
That was maybe the worst. It was so stupid.
But I never thought that you'd lose that light in your eyes.
motion sounds today, and there we have it. Pulls apart. All right, Cole, you start us.
That was honestly just like an exercise in bad decision making. So many questionable songwriting decisions on that one. I didn't like either melody, especially the one that just kept going and going and going. He like kept trying to go lower with it, or it just felt like it was like a descending melody. Just kept going. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it. That is so stupid. But I didn't even like the first one either. It still feels really overproduced to me, and unfortunately, just the guitar solos feel so inconsequential and really unremarkable to me. I don't care how many effects he drowns it in to make it sound pretty and big sounding. It just sounds like a guitar just drenched in reverb for no good reason. It's way too long. I didn't look up the lyrics. I wasn't that concerned. But I didn't find them to be particularly fascinating. I'll give that like a 4.
Ooh, all right. Well, I did look up the lyrics, put them on screen for chat. It was clearly a song referencing Roger Waters. That was blatantly obvious. I think this song is chaotic. It's all over the place. It has some moments where I'm like, I can vibe to this. I like the melody. I like the guitar at some points, and then I'm like, what are we doing with the vocal melodies at some points? Oh my lord, I can't speak. The falling down melody he does on the chorus, and then at the other point as well. I think it's like, just why? What was the decision making there? Don't like that. I think the guitar melody at many points is good. I think it's a little boring. I think it could have been more interesting. The solo's not bad. No problems with it at all. The lyrics are interesting to see Gilmore's perspective on Waters and what he did to the band and leaving. But ultimately, it doesn't really sound like he's that salty. I think it was kind of just saying, like, why did I let it continue so long? Blah, blah, blah type of deal. Interesting lyrical song. Not a huge fan of the way they went instrumentally with these lyrics, though. But I'm not offended. I'm going to give it a 5.5 to a 6.
I have no idea what the point the transition middle was.
No, the middle was terrible. I don't get that either.
I don't listen.
All right. Chat. Sean Dent gives it a 10. Wow. Easy 10 from Kaylan. Too long and what the fuck was the middle part? 4 from Alex538. Lava Jacob with a 5.5. I'm cold-sided if he gives it a 4.5 from Wendell. Very close. David Bregman with a 5.5. 7 to guitar solo salvages bit. I do think the guitar solo brings it up. Great song, a 9 from Wild Palms. Not Cole, a real one. W, real. Damn, Cole, they give you some props. Terrible take, Cole. 8 out of 10 from Pedro. Can never get it perfect. 5 from Alan Weinstein, 5 from Jonathan, and a 7.5 from Icy Rue. All right. Up next, Marooned.
This is the Revenge of the Sith Floyd albums. A lot of problems with it. People love it.
Very interesting take right there.
I don't, I'm not going to disagree with you.
I'm going to disagree. Wow. What a pitch on that guitar. was a noise. Big drums. I should say, big but not loud. A very common trait of the 80s and 90s. Content is a very hot take. All right, there we had it, Marooned. This is an interesting song. An entire instrumental essentially made entirely off of David Gilmour's guitar playing and nothing else, you know? This is basically a 5.5 minute solo, separated with occasional instrumental changes here and there. Gilmour is just he's an extremely talented guitarist. There's no doubt. However, I honestly believe this is sort of a weak solo in some aspects because he doesn't do a whole lot with it. He kind of keeps the same tone going throughout most of it. It goes back and forth, up and down a little bit, but outside of about 4 minutes into the song, the tone goes a little bit harder and he changes up the pace just a tiny bit. But it's very solemn. It's sort of just like a tone that's or in a solo where he doesn't really change too much, and that's kind of, I don't want to say it's been his MO, but it definitely feels like it could have been done a whole lot better. I don't have a whole lot more to say on it because it's just seriously just a guitar solo, really. Nothing else impressed me. 7.5. Cool.
Easily my favorite song so far.
Oh wow. Okay.
Pretty solid guitar work from Gilmour. Didn't muddy it up with some terrible lyrics and nothing was like too overblown. I still don't love the production, but I mean, it's really just 5.5 minutes of him playing guitar, but it's, to me, easily, so far on the album at least, the most memorable guitar solo. I think it does the best job of getting the kind of atmosphere they want on this album. Yeah, I probably a 7.5 to an 8.
7.5 to an 8. Okay, all right, fair enough. That was a good chord. Boring 5 from Alex538. Marooned is the real 10 out of 10 film nerd, along with Coming Back to Life, Sweet and High Hopes, of course. 9.5, amazing song from Kaylan. 5 from Bregman. 5 feels dated from Jonathan. Boring 5 from Pedro. When the big drums hit for the first time, the tone doesn't really change at all. It just feels underwhelming. I agree. It doesn't get too interesting. I thought it would be more unique. 7.5 from Sander. Nice song. 7.5 from Alan Weinstein. And okay, I don't know what that means, Wendell, but I'm not going to read that. All right. Up next, A Great Day for Freedom.
On the day the wall came down,
A wall
Really
reference.
bad start.
Not a great start.
onto the ground, and with
6 from WR.
we raised a cry, for freedom had arrived. On the day the wall came down, the ship of fools had finally run aground. Promises lit up the night like paper doves in flight. I dreamed you had left my side. No warmth, not even pride remained. Even though you needed me, it was clear that I could not do a thing for you.
WR, that is actually a fairly good take. When a band starts paying homage to themselves, it usually doesn't mean anything good's coming. I actually agree with that a lot.
Friends and neighbors turn away, and there's a change that even with regret
I really don't like that
cannot be undone.
Piano.
piano. It's so
Now
overly dramatic.
frontiers drift like desert sands, while nations wash their bloodied hands of loyalty, of history in shades of gray.
This is just turning into a
I
giant.
watched you, the sun rise, the music played, the morning sun screamed. I turned and I looked at you, and all but the bitter residue slipped away, slipped away.
Music is so wildly self-controlled this album.
This guitar solo feels so out of place for where it's at in the song.
It's a David Gilmour making this album. Listen,
Yeah,
people only write guitar solos would love to tell David Gilmour when he was making this album, listen, people should really only write multiple minute-long guitar solos if you really got something cooking with it.
All right, that was a great day for freedom. Cole, you're up.
Oy, not good. Really didn't like the melody at all. Pretty much every aspect of this song was just like a giant eye roll to me. Like, this is just corny, a little pretentious. Really did not like that piano. Didn't like the tone of the piano. Didn't like how dramatic they were trying to make it sound. Just so overblown, over the top, and really corny for me. And not nearly good enough of a guitar solo to justify it being half of this song, like, at all. And not a great guitar tone either. 4.5.
4.5. I thought the best part of this song was honestly David Gilmour's vocals. The lyrics on this were not horrible. The vocals was actually pretty good. I thought it was better than most of the album has been so far. The instrumental is weird. The guitar is very 90s-esque. It has its moments of being okay. It has its moments of sounding good. But then the solo at the end sounds super out of place for this instrumental, along with kind of the whole instrumental. It's he's trying to the best way to describe it for me is he's trying to portray a lot of emotion, but it doesn't sound emotional. The lyrics especially. And so when I hear something like that, I'm just like, where are we going with this song, and why is it happening? It's titled Great Day for Freedom. The lyrics seem to be about the Berlin Wall falling. Okay, cool. I like the lyrics. I like the vocals. I don't really like anything else, though. I think it doesn't make sense for this type of song. If you're going to make something a bit patriotic almost-esque, this is really didn't give off a vibe of patriotic, at least freedom-based patriotism on this song. So that being said, I'll give it a 5.5. I don't hate it. All right, chat. It might be about the Fall Bear one. It is, probably. I really like this one. A 9 from Icy Roo. Still a favorite song on the album from WR. 4.5 from Lava Jacob. 9.5 from Icy Roo, actually. 6.5 from David Bregman. Gilmour had his wife proofread the lyrics, and they still turned out this week. I actually don't think the lyrics are really... I don't think they're that bad on this one. 4.5 from Alex538. Not completely bad. 6.5 from Wild Palms. Is this 30th anniversary version? I do not think so. 5.5 from Sander, but I'm not sure about that because Spotify doesn't say. It just says the Division Bell. But it says it came out in 1994, so I don't think it is. All right, there we go. Up next, Wearing the Inside Out. Back with the saxophone. You have not liked a saxophone on a Pink Floyd album in a while, have you, Cole?
We haven't had any good ones in a while.
From morning to night,
That is not Gilmour. Who is this?
stayed out of sight.
Richard Wright.
Didn't recognize I'd become no more than alive. I barely survived. In a word, overrun. Won't hear a sound
Very
from my mouth. I've spent too long on the inside out. My skin is cold to the human touch. This bleeding heart not beating
just wish this guitar was doing more.
I don't think it would save it. Who knows?
Are we enjoying the Vision Bell so far? Mixed opinions.
He's starting to choke. It's been so long since he spoke. Well, he can have the words right from my mouth.
Richard Wright
And with these words,
has a very unique voice.
I can see
He also has one of the problems that
clear through the clouds.
Roger Waters has, where he tends to get really close to the mic and you hear all his lip noises, but not as prevalent.
Just give it time,
Oh, at this point, they're all good.
then speak my name. Now we can hear
This is solid.
ourselves
20
again.
years after Wish We Were Here.
I'm holding out for the day when all the clouds have blown away. I'm with you now, can speak your name. Now we can hear ourselves again.
We have it. Wearing the Inside Out. A very different song than the rest of this album. Richard Wright obviously leading the vocals. He has a very different vocal tone than Gilmour does. He has a very different way of singing than Gilmour does. A lot more reminding me of Roger Waters than Gilmour. Seems to be not as lispy as Waters, though. I actually think the lyrics on this are fantastic. I'm a big fan of them. I think they really show off the just reading them through, it's an interesting read. I don't want to try and figure out every single thing he's talking about, but I like the metaphors. We're just continuing the trend of the instrumentals not blowing me away in any stretch of the imagination. Very average, nothing impressive or mind-blowing like we're used to from Floyd in their peak. Nothing, no solo that's like, wow. No, we had the saxophone at the beginning. It's okay. It's nothing special to me. No solo that blows my mind. No drums that blow my mind. No keyboard noises that are really great. I think it's just okay. It's very solid. I'll give it a 6. Cole.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in a certain way. Like, I think this album, and I think Momentary Last Reason is the same problem, is that they're just playing it way too safe.
Yeah.
It doesn't pack, these two albums pack no punch for me. Now, it doesn't have to be loud or super fast tempo or anything. It feels like it's just for the mass audience of just like, everybody can enjoy this, right? And
Right.
it just turns into this bland pile of whatever, where they're just like not taking any risks, not doing any, not writing any particularly compelling lyrics, in my opinion. I don't really give a shit about the lyrics on this song. I mean, I think Richard Wright does fine vocally. I prefer him to Roger Waters.
Yep.
Because I don't like Roger Waters singing much at all. But honestly, this song was like noticeably boring to me.
Yeah.
The songwriting was quite bland. Not much really happened. It wasn't nearly like the melody and the instrumental and the guitar solo at the end was like none of it was strong enough to justify its length.
All these songs being 6.5, 6 minutes long is just so far has been a very disappointing where nothing really happens.
Yeah. I'll give it like a 4.5 to a 5, I guess.
Half to a 5. I'm looking for something to be worthy of 6.5 minutes, or all these different, like we got 6 minutes, 6.5, 6:12, 6:10. Like, give me something worthy of being this long. All right, chat. I would love to see them react to a Leonard Cohen record, maybe one day. 5.5 from Alex.
Cool.
5.5 from Alex 538. 9.6 from We're the Kings. Big fan. Not a fan of the melody. 6 from Wild Palm. 6.5 from Sander. 6 from David Bregman. It does play it a bit safe. 5.5 from Lava Jacob. This album is so unbearably mediocre, like it just makes me sad. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, up next, Take It Back. Sound like a Floyd song at all.
Wild Palms, I totally agree. That drum groove, this whole song is incredible. That gets hard. I mean, they might have just... The Edge should really go and check to see if they just rip that guitar riff off. It's just like that is such an Edge.
I make promises I cannot keep. I hear laughter rising from the deep. And they can prove a love for me. I take all that I can take. I push her to the limit to see if she will break. She might take it
This
back.
does sound like you
She
should.
could take
Very similar.
it back someday.
What's that song called? I don't know you too well. What? There's one specifically that is
Streets
something.
have no name, with or without you.
With or without you. That one. Yeah, this sounds exactly like that. Very, or at least very similar. just wish they were progressing to something. But every time we get to the stage in these last few songs, it just feels like the progression dies off and there's nothing encapsulating about it.
Now I have seen the warnings screaming from all sides, and it's easy to ignore them. God knows I've tried. Oh, this temptation, you know, it turned my faith to lies, till I couldn't see the danger or hear the rising tide. She can take it back. She will take it back someday. She can take it back. She will take it back someday. She will take it back. She will take it back someday.
It's not bringing the energy. I'll say that.
He's not feeling it, shit.
It's not bringing, I don't know what exactly to call it, but the Pink Floydisms are not here at all right now. Okay, now let's take it back. I'd like to start. I'm very disappointed. This song, to me, was it's 6 minutes and 12 seconds. 6 minutes and 12 seconds of just complete boring. Nothing progressed. Nothing adjusted. There was no real changes. This was a U2 song with really, I would say worse singing. It had no progression, no climb, nothing that made it worth being 6 minutes. Why is this song 6 minutes? Why? It's just boring. I'm sorry if you love it, but it really is just boring. I'm kind of offended because it just feels like a direct ripoff of U2. I'm not saying U2 owns the right to that style of music, but boy, was this awfully close to a lot of their songs. Rather boring. Pink Floydism just gone. Nothing that interested me. I will never listen to this song again. This is a 4. Cole.
I was struggling to even pay attention.
I was too. I really was.
This songwriting is so. I mean, it literally just like, is there a more blatant, just fucking U2 ripoff song? Because, good lord, I mean, the guitar riff, the drum groove, I mean, just the overall vibe is just like, this is so aggressively U2. It's kind of crazy. But it wasn't like they did it better or something. They did it. I mean, I'm not like a massive U2 fan, but I mean, I'd rather listen to like, you know, New Year's Day than this. Yeah, I'll throw it a 4. This shit was dull as hell.
Yeah. All right, this song is what having a crush in the 9th grade feels like. Okay. It's 3.5 from Jonathan. 7, David Bregman likes you too. 6, pretty meh from Sander. Bono's vocals were a little off on this one. 6.5 from Wild Bombs. 5 from Lava Jacob. While I do like the song, it might be one of the most generic sounds Floyd has ever had. A 7 from Mox. Just go there. 3.5 from James Diamond. We love a Diamond opinion. All right, up next. Hopefully we get something better of Coming Back to Life. Hello, Anders. How are you? These atmospheric attempts on these songs are really dulling it up for me. I cannot lie. Because they're not leading to anything yet. Usually when you have something like this on a Floyd song, they're creating an incredible ending, right? Or a big transition. So far, none of that has been true. Oh boy. That was an interesting start.
I forgot about that.
From my window,
Where? Oh boy.
and where were you when I was hurt and I was helpless? 'Cause the things you say and the things you do surround me. While you were hanging yourself on someone else's words, dying to believe in what you heard, I was staring straight into the shining sun.
Kind of a bop.
That drum group is stupid as hell. What is he hitting in the left channel?
Not sure what the left channel. I have no idea what the left ear is.
Sounds like a cowbell.
It probably actually is.
Outside the rain, felt
That's so
dark and
stupid.
slow. While I pondered on this dangerous but irresistible pastime, I took a heavenly ride through our silence. I knew the moment had arrived, the killing the past, coming back to life.
Can't sit in the lightning box. Very sorry, dudes.
I don't know if I don't. I just don't know if I. I don't know. I'm not sure we're gonna make it through the rest of this album without YouTube taking us down. We're getting warnings from this part.
I took a heavenly ride through our silence. I knew the waiting had begun.
This is super basic.
Headed
This is
straight
really basic. For a band like Floyd, this is crazy. I mean, so boppable, but like nothing is happening at all. So basic. Yeah. All right. There we have Coming Back to Life. We'll go for it.
Honestly, genuinely, like one of the worst openings to any Pink Floyd song.
Yeah, that's a brutal start with that.
Just a terrible vocal moment for David. I don't know what he thought he was getting out of that, but that was just enormous mistake. And then very, very similarly, can't say that word, hate that word. Anyway, to the last two songs probably, just like so uneventful. Just so like nothing that happens is good enough to justify the length of the songs. The melody is forgettable. The lyrics to me are whatever. The guitar solos are okay. Great. Guitar solo, fantastic. Like this doesn't even compare to 30 guitar solos you've had on previous albums. Yeah, just so much of this is just so forgettable to me. Still overproduced, still not good lyrics. I'll give this one a 4. Just that awful intro.
Yeah, I did enjoy I guess the cowbell type of beat that was happening. That was easily the high point of this song. Everything else, man, I gotta agree. These have just been absolutely generic, some very boring tones, nothing that is interesting. No, we're not getting anywhere with these progressions. It just feels like they're really just like baking it in and trying to make 6 minutes out of the same repeated chord over and over, same repeated sound. I'm not vibing with this. It doesn't sound like Floyd to me, and I think they're really missing Waters at this point. They're missing his creativity. It may not have been perfect, but they're missing the creativity.
Missing some lyricism as well.
True.
They're missing that edge. They have no edge.
All right. Chat, we got 5 from Lava Jacob. At least the song had some sort of progression. Kinda. 4.5 to 5 from Wild Palms, 5.5 from Sander, 10 from Mox, who loves this song. They haven't sounded like Pink Floyd at all for the last 2 songs. Very, very true. The next song is their Pink Floyd impersonation. All right, well, let's get to it. We have Keep Talking. Really hoping to hear some Pink Floyd type music coming back, because yeah, it's been a rough couple songs. Not sure why they decided to make all these songs 6+ minutes if you're not going to do anything with them.
years, mankind lived just like the animals. Then something happened, which unleashed the power of our imagination. We learned to talk.
There's a silence surrounding me. I can't seem to think straight. I sit in the corner and no one can bother me. I think I should speak now.
Why won't you talk to me?
I can't seem to speak now.
You never talk to me.
My words won't come out right.
What are you thinking?
I feel like I'm drowning.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling weak now.
Why won't you talk to
But I
me?
can't show my weakness.
You never talk to me.
I sometimes wonder,
What are you thinking?
where do we go from here?
What are you feeling?
It doesn't have to be like this. All we need to do is make sure we keep talking.
Hey, Cosmo.
Why won't you talk to
I
me?
feel like I'm drowning.
You never talk to me.
No, I can't breathe now.
What are you thinking?
We're going nowhere.
What are you feeling?
We're going nowhere.
Why won't you talk to me? You never talk to me.
That sounded like a guitar pulled straight off the pigs.
I thought that was somebody singing for a second. I was like, what in the world?
I mean, it might be
Where do we go from
Rockbox thing. Oh yeah. Should have turned her voice into like a guitar.
It doesn't have to be like this. All we need to do is make sure we keep talking.
I'll go first on this one. I have some initial thoughts. Won't take me too long. Looks like we're just gonna fade out there, so I don't want to get taken down before we finish. Okay, so this one didn't feel as lifeless as the last few ones have in terms of like actually keeping you entertained. It didn't feel as long. Some changes that were, made to make it a bit more interesting with the Stephen Hawking type voice and the unique different effects on the filters they had. They added some interesting there. There still wasn't a whole lot of progression, but at least the instrumental kept me interested for the most part. Lyrically, I thought this was kind of crap, honestly. It just sort of repeated itself the whole time with nothing that interesting to say. But vocally, Gilmore's better than he was on the previous song, so I'll give props. Instrumentally, still not a ton to talk about, but not bad. I'll give this one a 6.5 to a 7. Cool.
Apparently, that actually was Stephen Hawking.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least according to G.com. An improvement, honestly, just for the sole fact that, like, it's a bit weirder than the, handful of songs that come before it. It's not nearly as generic. I mean, it's not fucking, like, particularly unique or experimental or anything like that, but it's just, I don't know, some of the guitar tones in there were a little odd. The one sounded like something from that would have been on like the song Pigs, 3 different ones back on Animals, or
yeah, some
maybe
people
just a
saying
talk box or something like that. I don't know, but it was kind of cool. I mean, adding Stephen Hawking to this and the lines that he said, I mean, it's it's an interesting change of pace at the very least.
Yeah.
And there was a solid groove to it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, it was less boring than the 4 or 5 songs that came before it. It was just kept my attention more than they did. Still not wowed by it or anything, but I'll throw it like a 5.5 to a 6.
There we go. Chat. It was a decent 7 from Wild Palms. Really like the song. 8.5 from Mox. 7 good enough for this album. 7.5 best song so far from Sander. All right, Lost for Words. Oh boy. Always a good sign when you have footsteps, Never goes wrong. Expecting.
I don't even remember this song, but honestly, that guitar riff sounds like that sounds like he just took the "Wish You Were Here" riff and was like, just change it a little bit so that it's, so that the teacher won't notice that you're copying.
Persecuted and paralyzed. I thought that everything else would just wait. While you are wasting your time on your enemies, engulfed in a fever of spite. Beyond your tunnel vision, reality fades like shadows into the night. To martyr yourself to caution is not gonna help at all, because there'll be no safety in numbers when the right one walks out of the door.
Is this going to be another incredibly random and pointless transition in the middle of the song that they never address again?
No, they wouldn't do that.
Let's see, okay.
I am so confused right now.
Can you see
Yep.
the days blighting my
They're not going to address that again.
Is it true you beat your fists on the floor? Stuck in a world of isolation while the ivy grows over the door. So I open my door to my enemy.
What I mean when I'm saying there's no progression
Ask
to
could
these
we
songs.
wipe the slate clean? But they tell me to please go fuck myself.
Mr. Gilmore!
Dang!
My.
Language, young man. He's 45, 50 years old. He's young man. Oh, this is about Roger Waters. It's so weird to hear that word in a song that's so like light,
Yeah.
airy, and
Lumpy.
trying to be so pretty and sweet
this.
sounding.
And then the fade out. All right. Lost for words. Whoops, wrong click. There we go. Lost for words.
You seem to be.
Yeah, well, I was typing. Again, the same critique I've had for the majority of this album. Progression that never comes. Transitions that never go into anything. David sounds fine on this song. There's no issue with him vocally whatsoever. The lyrics are, Cole, you mentioned there about Roger Waters, which is, I do like to see them addressing that in some form or fashion. But this transition that does nothing, and it's super long, and it's weird, and it's random, and it throws a whole bunch of things on there that don't actually have anything to do with the song. And then where is the progression? Again, we're going back to the same thing we've complained about this whole time. There's nothing completely wrong. It's a very weird acoustic song, very random at the end of this album, but it is what it is. I'll give it a 6. Nothing horrible, but nothing that is making me enjoy this. Cole.
I'm pretty much gonna agree with everything you said. I would just go with a 5, honestly.
Well, there we go. It's okay. A 7.5 from Wild Palms. Pretty decent though. 7 from Mox. And a 6 from Sander, who says that they need the doom and gloomy piss and vinegar of Roger Waters to bring the balance. It's Pink Floyd. They're like yin and yang. I can understand it. All right, we made it to the last song, High Hopes. 8.5 minutes. And the last song I have like
Fan favorite.
a 6 from Cosmic.
Most popular song on this album. It's a little surprising considering it's the longest. See that very
And the last
often.
one.
And it's not like these songs are super short either.
No.
Some few ones. Love that there's a fly
Yeah.
for some fucking reason.
Super important.
Needed.
Critical part of the sound here.
Beyond the horizon,
Does the
of
piano
the
need to
place
sound
we
that
lived
dramatic?
when we were young.
Does he need that
In
much
a
echo
world
in
of
his voice?
magnets and
Or
miracles.
reverb, whatever.
Apparently.
I disagree.
Our thoughts strayed constantly and without boundary. had begun.
He said
It's the
the
title of
other
this.
things.
Along
That's the title of the album.
and on down the causeway.
Said the title of the album.
They
did.
still meet there by
believe
the
it?
cut.
Well, yeah,
There was a ragged
Who just did it?
band
because I heard it.
in our footsteps.
You know?
Can't believe they would do that.
Running before time took our dreams away. Leaving the myriad small creatures trying to tie us to the ground. To a life consumed by slow decay.
Eep's already given an 11.
The
just
grass was
based on-
greener.
Just for the song title.
Somebody said it was
Or the album
good.
title.
The
Based on
light was
faith alone.
brighter. With friends surrounded.
Maybe the best
The nights of wonder.
chorus melody on this album.
Looking beyond the embers of bridges glowing behind us.
That's not a horrible opinion.
To a glimpse of how green it was on the other side. Steps taken forwards, but sleepwalking back again. Dragged by the force of some inner tide. At a higher altitude, a flag unfurled. We reached the dizzy heights of that dreamed of world.
Is this the weirdest time to get a piece of guitar here?
I don't really know if it's riff or what, but especially considering that every time he uses it like if it's on his album, it has to echo in the
Encumbered forever by desire and ambition. There's a hunger still unsatisfied. Our weary eyes still stray to the horizon. Go down this road we've been so many times. The grass was greener. The light was brighter. The taste was sweeter.
I really like this melody a lot.
The nights of wonder. With friends surrounded. The dawn mist glowing. The water flowing. The endless river.
Oh, hey, that's the title of the next album.
Forever and ever.
guitar that like is like a table. Like it's just flat. Just like sits in your lap or something.
Wow, I'm enjoying it.
It's really weird though. 'Cause I've seen him play this live. It's bizarre. He just stands over this guitar.
And then a long fade out with church bells, I guess.
Clang. Clang.
All right, I'm not listening to a minute church bell. Hey, there we go.
Dong.
Really was just clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Okay. High hopes. I'll start this one out. I think this song is clearly the second best song in his album. This song has so many fantastic moments in it. I love the guitar playing. I love the vocals on the chorus. I think the setup was actually fantastic for this. I think David does a great job orchestrating the whole song and producing it together. Well, the band does. I love his vocal melody on the chorus. It's fantastic. I like the lyrics a lot. I think everything sort of ends on a much higher note than the rest of this album does. And the solo for the guitar is really, really good. Everything about the song is really, really good. I wouldn't say anything's perfect, but I am a huge fan of how this ends, especially given what we just went through in the last 5 to 6 songs. I'm gonna give this a 9. Cool.
I would say that it is probably the best song on this album. I think there's honestly like a really great song in there. I still don't like the production very much. It still sounds a little too overblown and trying too hard to sound emotional with the production, and but I do think it's very well written. The melody on the chorus is, I think, pretty handily the best on this album. Like, I think it's probably the best melody on this album, period. The lyrics are fine. David's vocals are better than they are in a lot of the other songs here. And his guitar playing is actually pretty memorable. The solo is pretty good. You know, still don't adore the reverb on it, but, you know, it's better than probably every other solo on here. I am going to give it an 8.
8. Okay. All right. Well, it is final rankings time. Real quick, I'll read chat. 8 out of 10 from Lava Jacob, 9 from Wild Palms, 9 from Mox, 11 from Cossack, 8.5 from Sander, 9.8 from We're the Kings. All right, boys, it's final rankings time for Pink Floyd's last studio album that we're gonna do. Let's real quick, for those who haven't been here before, we rank our top 3 in the album. We put the album in, we give the album a 1 to 10 ranking, top 3 of the album, and then we rank the albums that we have done in discography in order from worst to best. I'll start out real quick. This will be pretty easy for me. Marooned is going to be 3. Number 2 is going to be High Hopes. And What Do You Want From Me at number 1? Very simple. This album has 3 really good songs, 1 great song, and everything else is extremely mid, generic. Oh no, I forgot one thing. I'm sorry. I apologize. Number 3 is not Marooned. Wait, is it? No, I was right. I was looking at the wrong thing. My apologies. My apologies. Alan Weinstein. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Good song to finish with. Enjoyable theme. Thank you so much for the $20. Shout out to Alan Weinstein. Big W's in the chat for that legend. Absolute
Appreciate
just
it,
an
dog.
absolute Chad. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate you guys sticking around after this first stream in a while. So thank you guys. But yeah, this album has so many problems in the middle of it. Throughout the majority of it, honestly, it's just generic sounding. It feels almost copycat of some things. There's no Pink Floydisms happening. There's no progression in so many of these songs. And it generally bothers me because the songs are like 6 minutes long and it feels longer at times. The album is only an hour and 6 minutes, which is not short by any stretch, but it's an hour and 6 minutes and it feels like it's like 2 hours. It's just slow, and a lot of the times it's very just anti-interesting at many points. It's very generic sounding and not like Pink Floyd, which is annoying. But there's some high moments like High Hopes, What Do You Want From Me, Marooned. There are some good songs on here in between a lot of very mid. I will give this album just a straight up 6.5. I don't it's rough to get through, and I'm not a huge fan of it on the surface. Cole?
Top 3, I'm gonna go with number 3, What Do You Want From Me, 2, Marooned, and 1, High Hopes. A lot of the same complaints, I guess, to just a higher degree. Some is, I don't think it's aged super well. I do think it's an improvement on A Momentary Lapse of Reason, but not enough to make me like ever be in a mood to go through the Division Bell and listen to the whole thing,
Yeah.
because it just doesn't have the songwriting chops or the lyrical chops to, be up there with one of the classic Floyd albums. And I think the production is a giant problem with this album. Everything just feels overly dramatic, overly clean too a lot of the time, just overproduced.
Yep.
And generically, late 80s into the 90s kind of rock music. Overall, I'm feeling like a 4.5 to a 5.
4.5 to a 5. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, it's our final Pink Floyd album discography ranking that we are going to do on our channel. All 14 albums put in order. I guess I will go ahead and start. I've already got my list ready, so let's do it. Starting at their worst album, 14, Umaguma, Not Close. 13, The Final Cut. 12, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. 11, Atom Heart Mother. 10, Momentary Lapse of Reason. 9, Saucer Full of Secrets. 8, More. 7, Obscured by Clouds. 6, The Division Bell. 5, Metal. 4, The Wall. 3, Dark Side of the Moon. 2 is Animals, and number 1 will remain Wish You Were Here. Cole, hit me with it.
All right, at 14, I'm going Umaguma. 13, Final Cut. 12, Momentary Lapse of Reason. 11, The Division Bell. 10, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. 9, Saucer Full of Secrets. 8, More. 7, Atom Heart Mother. 6, Obscured by Clouds. 5, The Wall. 4, Metal. 3, Dark Side of the Moon. 2, Wish You Were Here. And number 1 is Animals.
I didn't think it was gonna change, but where did you have the Division Bell?
11.
11. Wow, way lower than I had it. Okay, fair enough. But I also ranked some Pink Floyd a little bit lower. But there we have it. That is the Pink Floyd discography. We are not doing the Endless River, mainly because we don't want to, and the majority of its outtakes, and also some people from Pink Floyd's main band aren't even on it, like Richard Wright. And of course Roger Waters, who hasn't been on the last couple. So we are not doing the Endless River, but we really hope you guys enjoyed the Pink Floyd journey. Thank you to all the new subscribers who came along with it. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. You guys are awesome. Shout out to all of you who are watching on YouTube and enjoying the content. We really appreciate you guys. I know it's been a while since we uploaded, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the Pink Floyd discography. We have The Strokes and Tyler the Creator coming up, along with some other ideas in the future as well. Stick with us. I know we're making some adjustments to the format and the layout of the way this goes, but hopefully it'll get better as it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, leave a like down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we go live. Join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, chat. Are we skipping the Endless River? We are skipping the Endless River, guys. We are not going to be doing it. Multitude of reasons, but it's an hour and 5 minutes. A lot of it's apparently B-sides off of, or, you know, just B-sides off of Division Bell. And we really don't want to do it. I've never heard it, but Cole is not a fan, and now it's just Cole and I for the foreseeable future, so I'm not going to put Cole through an album he really doesn't want to do. So there it is. Hope you guys did enjoy
Why
it.
would anyone care about doing the Endless River?
I don't think many people do, but there it is. Really hope
It
you
is
guys
literally
enjoy
just-
the stream. Go ahead.
They wanted another mansion, so they released the Endless River.
There you have it. We really appreciate you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's a different format now. I know we're going to be without Noah for the foreseeable future. We'll see. I don't know. We don't really know when or if Noah is coming back. It's just, you know, we're going to take it stream at a time. I hope you guys did enjoy all that. If you did, leave a like down below, hit subscribe. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown us when we've been away for a while. We really appreciate it. And we hope you guys do enjoy the next stream. I'm not sure when it'll be.
Dark Twisted Fantasy at 2K, right?
What?
That's the 2K.
Oh yes, the 2K sub goal is
Stream.
beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. So if you want to hear that, stick around, subscribe, share the stream.
There are some thoughts.
There are some very interesting thoughts
lot
on
of
that.
thoughts.
I'm very much looking forward to doing that one. But I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much. I know it's late. Shout out to you guys for staying up. We'll see you guys in the next stream. Have a great night.